right, I'm going to do a call review here, Courtney. Thank you for the context here. That does help. So I'm going to jump right in.
We spoke a couple weeks back about your property on Flora Ave. Just wanted to say hey, and I know that you were actually planning on coming down to Florida mid-October, so just want to touch base with you.
Well, that's now changed. I'm probably not coming down till sometime in November. It's all paperwork, legal paperwork, going through somebody dying. It has to be passed over to the new person, blah, blah, blah. So.
Right, that's a whole situation. Well, I'm sure you're sick of hearing this, but I'm really sorry for your loss. It's not easy dealing with all this, and especially now.
I understand, and it is, and it's very frustrating dealing with a system that's all computerized. Should be fairly quick, and it isn't.
I know, exactly.
It's unbelievable.
So it's more
it's because of the person. My sister-in-law passed away, and then the house had to be transferred to my wife's name. But we had to go through all the rigmarole first and prove that nobody else wanted anything to do with it. But we said, well, maybe we could make it into a place where we could go for the winter. I don't know. And just one thing after another, so we're in a situation where it's out of our control. I wanted to come down in June, believe it or not, and look the place over, clean out, just junk, anything that's in there is junk, get rid of it, and then decide whether we were going to keep it or sell it. So I'm waiting. I'm more impatient than you, believe it or not.
Oh man, I'm sorry. That's horrible too. Is the attorney just kind of dragging his feet? No.
The attorney. No. It's the system. It's the system. Dealing with the bank, dealing with the attorney. Our attorney is down there is really good. He's very efficient.
Good.
But it's the system says you have to wait 90 days. You have to do this. You have to do that. And it's unbelievable. And it was probably several months went by even before we personally talked to all the family relatives and said, is anybody interested in doing anything with this? Because we would be willing to split whatever we do with it, or if someone else wants it, go ahead and take it, So it was months of that, just sitting around waiting for people to get back to me on that too. So it's just been a very frustrating situation.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And when it comes to this too, has anyone given you a time frame at least? Have you been vocal about, hey, well, this is going to happen? I know that's in the whole system at this point, but it's more so of you kind of waiting, right, at this point?
Yeah. And the time frames are time frames set up by law, not by the attorney saying, well, when I get to it, anything. Right. It's absolutely established by law. So it's it's just a real pain. And, you're not the only one that's called me or sent me letters. Hey, we want to buy your house. Well, you know what?
I'm sure.
We'd like to do something with the house. We'd like to move down there and get something going down there or something. We don't even know.
I know. So I guess
the market's pretty crazy down there, huh?
Say that again?
The market's pretty crazy down in Florida.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially in holiday too. And that's where, I'm the lead manager here. So it's just my job. If someone reaches out to us, I want to make sure I kind of give them that top priority to make sure I keep track and see if I can help in any case. And I know that for us, we actually, we deal with probate all the time as well. So if there's anything that I can do, who's your attorney down? Is it, you said it's in Florida, the attorney that you have?
Yes. And he's very good. And matter of fact, his paralegal is absolutely phenomenal. She writes back to you when she's on vacation. What's that?
What's the name? That way, I know that sometimes in this
case, I'll tell you what, if you want to give me a call back around no, I could never do that because until I know what I'm going to do, I'm not taking any help from anybody because then I'd feel indebted to them. And even though I know people say,
no, please don't
there's no indebtedness. That doesn't matter. That's how I feel about it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, so until I find out, you're welcome to call me back at the end of October, and that'd be fine. I'm sure I'm not going to be down there before then. If anything, again, I've been hoping since June, but if anything, I'm hoping I'm going to be down there by November 15th and get something done, period. One way or the other, do something.
Because even I know that this is just an option, because I know that I would never want you to feel like you're indebted to us, because trust me, I've gone above and beyond people, and it's more so of they're not tied to me by any means. It's more so of if there's even a push, because my job is to see if there's any way I could help. But regardless, I always refer people out if we can help them in any means. I always have that honest, way of saying, hey, we might not be able to help you, but I know someone else.
I totally believe that. However, it doesn't rest with you. It rests with me. If I'm the kind of guy that feels like indebted, I mean, I know what you're saying.
Well, it sounds like you have a good heart. I promise you, though, this is part of what I can do at least. So if you have any contact information for your attorney, I mean, I would love to help out, even if I can't personally. But I know for this point, you're more so kind of stuck in the situation, trying to figure out what the heck to do. And if I have the resources to help, I would love to be able to at least push along or see how we can help. Even if you have no need or desire to want to work with us, that's not my position. It's more so, well, damn, you're in a really shitty situation. Let me see if I can help you.
It's not a fix. There's two things right now in play. One is going with established law as far as getting things taken care of. Nobody can mess with that. And, I mean, that's just the way it is. And then once we get down there, taking a look at the place and saying, what do we want to do here? We want to invest here? We want to not invest here? So there's two things that are coming up, and I can't deal with either one until I get down there. I can't deal with one until they call me and say, hey, okay, it's done, and we get on a plane and go down. I'll tell you what, Courtney, why don't you give me your phone number, and when I'm headed down there, when I have a firm date, I'll call you.
Okay. That works. So this one, if you want, it should come up. So it's 813-328-5794. Yep, so that's the one that should come up on the call ID. But, yeah, my name is Courtney. So, yeah, just let me know, because even, again, I promise you, I know that it sounds like you have an amazing, good heart, but my ego's not going to be bruised if you don't go with us by any means. But I know that I'm probably the same way. I would feel indebted in some way as well. But, hey, just know that I'm telling you, you don't have to worry about that, but I totally get it. So, yeah, just feel free to keep my number. Just call or text whenever you feel the need to, okay?
I will. When I get a definite date when I'm going, I'll get a hold of you right away. Okay. Perfect.
All right, Jim. I appreciate it. Well, you take care, okay?
Thanks. Take care, and have thanks for the call. Bye.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. So, great job with the rapport. Obviously, I mean, you were connected with him well, very sweet on the phone. I think that was all great. I think you were. I think you were interpreting him off actually with the indebted, him feeling indebted part. I think what he was implying is like if you guys were to work something out and I think the indebted part was to the attorney, not to you guys. But regardless, and I think the other big thing is that I don't know that he doesn't know that they want to sell yet. It doesn't seem like they haven't decided what that looks like. So he's just kind of caught in that attorney thing. What I would say is he's somebody that I would be softly following up with because he wants your number to call when he gets down there. So I believe that's all genuine. I believe it's you want to be as friendly as with him as you can. Going to get the attorney's name and trying that angle. I don't think he was really connected to that. Like, his attorney was serving him well, so, adding another cook to the kitchen there. I just, I don't know that he was just like, oh, that's really going to help me. So I think you were kind of like trying to solve a problem that he didn't see as a problem, with, well, maybe I can just get your attorney's name and, He's like, okay, but why? Sure, but not sure why. So I think that confusion was there a little bit. You were like being extremely helpful. And I know that like that's what your intention is. I just don't know that you were, to be the most helpful, you first have to identify the problem so that he will say, man, if I only had help with, then you could be like, I can help you. Right. But if you're like, I can help you. And he's like, not sure that I need help. And you're like, well, no, I'm going to help. You're like, there's not as much meaningful connection there. So it's the trick here is to ask the questions that dig up the problem. And if there's a problem that you can actually help with, then getting him to, identify that. Well, man, yeah, shoot, if I could get past this, or if I could solve for that, then that would be moving forward. One thing that I think would have benefited the conversation is getting into the condition, the use and condition of the property. Just so tell me a little bit about the property. Do you know anything? Just so we can start gauging a ballpark offer. I'm sure, then asking the value expectations. So, if you guys were to sell it, do you guys have any idea on what you would want out of the value of it? Or do you know the condition of it? So we can start looking into what the value potentially is. Because if we know the condition, and maybe we just even drive by the property and we have a gauge of the condition on the inside, we can come up with a ballpark offer. That way you can have something in your mind that we'd be willing to offer you. Kind of nudging him forward that way. So getting into that value expectation, and even doing the long pitch, so we can get started on our offer packet. We can drive by the place. We can take a look at some of the comps in the area and give you an idea what we think the property is worth. Was that something of value to you? Okay. So I think that's where the call could have gone forward a little bit better. But regardless, the rapport is really high. It sounds like they're probably going to be selling it, but I think you really need to establish that. Are you guys going to sell it? Okay, let's move forward then. But what I read there is that they're not even sure, and he's not. He's kind of stuck in the system and being patient through the system, and are going to allow that to determine his answer. So hopefully this helps. I'd love your feedback on that, and we'll see. Talk to you soon.
Hey, I hope you found this video helpful, and even more important than just one video is to continue to stay plugged in and practice these success habits. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything we post. Always remember, too, that you can't just watch the video. You have to implement what you've learned. So I encourage you to take action, because this is what practice looks like. Now, these videos cover what a seller lead call looks like, and to uncover what our winning seller appointments look like, I put together a quick but in-depth 20-minute training on Erik's system that he created to analyze deals with speed and accuracy, and to get a property under contract on the spot at the seller appointment with no paperwork. Simply just click the link in the description of this video that says the ultimate seller appointment. And when you register with your name and email, we'll also share the top performing smile and dial seller lead scripts. And those are what our clients and we use to qualify and close leads with ease over the phone in today's market. And this free 20-minute training will cover essentially the system that Erik created to bring our business into the digital age. And I'll share exactly what and how to do that so that you can model it as well. Simply click the Ultimate Seller Appointment link down in the description to register, and also take advantage of those winning smile and dial seller lead scripts, and make every seller appointment the ultimate seller appointment. We'll see you in the training, and we'll see you in the next video too.